Hey everybody, this is James with WSTrades.com. Want to provide an update here on some of my positions and trades that I had closing out or opening. Also some trades I rolled in this past week. So just looking over the last 7 days here, I did sell another call against my Chegg shares, ticker CHGG. I've had these shares for a while. I think I picked them up around 25 bucks, and I've just been selling calls for the past several months, and they keep finishing out of the money. So that's why I was able to go out to the March monthlies here and sell another call against those shares. So that is the 30 call. I grabbed 105 bucks to sell that. So I want to say my break even on these shares is way down, probably around like 22 bucks or 21 bucks at this point, because I've been selling these calls against it for months. Keep grabbing credit, so it just keeps pushing my break even lower. I'm okay getting out at 30. You know, if they are able to finish above 30 by March 18th, which is the March monthly contracts, I'd be totally cool getting out of the shares at that point. Wasn't really looking to hold these shares for a long time, but when I looked at their chart, I just kind of saw that they were beat down badly. Let's go to the daily chart here and kind of look at some of the price action. So yeah, on the daily, all the way up from 100 bucks. Yeah, so I saw them trading way up here. Then they had this massive move down, huge gap down here around earnings. And just seeing a move from 100 to like 20 bucks, I was just like, man, how could these guys go lower? I'm just going to have to sell puts on this thing or grab some shares and run some covered calls. You can definitely see after this latest gap down in earnings, we got a lot of consolidation going on here. It's really been trapped within a range, so that's why I've been hanging on to those shares and just selling calls against it. Also, this past week, I did open up an Iron Condor on Facebook. So, yeah, that was on the 22nd. So that was Tuesday. Yeah, I sold Iron Condor on Facebook there. I saw implied volatility or IV percentile was really high. I want to say it was like 84. And I was just like, oh, man, this is great. Time to be selling out of the money option. So that was a position I opened there. EWJ, this was a call that I sold. This is for the April monthly contracts. So 65 call there. Let's take a look at EWJ and see what they've been up to. I want to say they ripped maybe. Yeah, they ripped after I sold this. So even though they were kind of beat down here on the daily chart, the RSI was pretty low here, down around 33, 34. I wanted to sell some calls and get some short positions in, just because the markets have been so volatile, things have been really crazy. So I just wanted to get some short positions because I already know I have a lot of long positions. So I kind of wanted to be balanced. And I was like, man, this thing could rip back at any time. Totally understand that. But with this whole Russia-Ukraine situation, like the markets have been really wild lately. So I just wanted those short positions. So that's why I went out and sold the call, probably like a 30 delta on that call, so 70% chance out of the money for me. So still a high probability trade, but just kind of wanted to pad my account in case markets continued to move lower. So that was the EWJ. I think that was or is the Japan ETF. So that was a call I sold there. Space. I picked up some more space shares, seeing them down almost in the $7 range. I picked these up here on the 23rd, so that was Wednesday. Then they had a hard rally. Then they sold off again, and then they rallied back again. So I want to say, yeah, they're above. They finished at 918. So up there, I already had other shares on space. So I think I've been grabbing more and more as they've moved lower. So kind of averaging down. I think my average price right now on all of my space shares is like 12 bucks. So I still like that position. Just looking at Virgin Galactic or space and how they trade. Let's go to the weekly chart here. You just see how they make these insane swings from like $5 to 40, from like $15 to 60, like they go on these insane runs. So I'm kind of hoping they're, bottomed out or pretty close to bottomed out here. I know they're going to start taking people to space in the fourth quarter. I want to say I saw a news story where they're like planning on getting like 1,000 people to space by the end of the year. So yeah, I'm just could not pass up, the price again. I think I bought it like 17 bucks, 14 bucks, and then 9. I want to say 9, and then these latest ones at 8. So definitely taking advantage of these really low prices right now. Looks like I sold an X call for like nothing, for like $1, but it was so far out of the money, and I had the shares anyways that I was totally cool with it. So I just sold that, expiring this past week. Also, I sold a Ford call. This one ended up screwing me, not badly, but as you can see, I sold it for $11 and then had to buy it back for 28. They ripped hard with like most everything Thursday and Friday. So that one kind of got me there, but just for, what is that, $17 loss or something like that. And DPZ, I think this is Domino's, sold a spread here against them because same thing, I was looking for short positions in case markets continue to dump. So I opened that position there, ended up having to roll that, or chose to roll that one out another week because the short leg was in the money. Also PG, Procter & Gamble, again, sold the call spread there, just kind of looking for a short position in case the markets continue to dump. Ended up rolling that as well out another week. Short leg was in the money, so I grabbed 59 in credit there. I grabbed 100 in credit on the DPZ spread there, so I've got another week for hopefully those things to cool off, short legs to fall out of the money. WHR was another one, Whirlpool, and this one I had a chance, I want to say on Thursday probably, to roll this for a credit. And I just thought they would cool off, but they just kept ripping. So this one actually took me for max loss. It was 2.5 wide. I grabbed 55 in credit. I tried to roll this thing on Friday, but just could not get any kind of a credit. It was too deep in the money. It just kept ripping harder and harder. So that one took me for max loss. And then Facebook. Oh yeah, so I did some interesting stuff with Facebook here. I want to say futures were down like 3.5%. Was that Thursday? Early Thursday? Yeah, Thursday was a wild day. So futures were down huge, and Facebook opened short leg in the money, and I'm like, oh man, the markets are going to continue to tank. I'm going to roll my put side out because I have a feeling this thing is going to finish in the money. And of course, the opposite happened. I rolled the position. I grabbed a little bit more in credit there. And then just everything reversed and everything went bananas. So I got my put side rolled out another week. And then when it came to my call side, what did I do here? Yeah. So what I actually ended up doing is creating a box spread on the top side, because then the markets rallied insanely on Thursday, ripped super hard on Friday. And I was like, oh, my calls are going to finish in the money. Like, what can I do here? So I was actually able to grab 136 in credit there, 10 in credit here, and then the original 113 in credit. So I think overall I grabbed 260 in credit on a 2.5 wide on the top end. So I just box spreaded it. I was like, whatever happens up there, I'll deal with it. At least on the call side, I'm going to be at some kind of a profit. And they ended up finishing above 210. So my short call, my long call were both in the money. So, the exercise and assignment kind of, those canceled each other out. And, but I'm still open on the put side. So we'll kind of see what happens on the put side. I may box spread that thing, if the markets start to dump again. So I'll have to keep an eye on my Facebook puts. And then EWZ, this is the Brazil ETF. It looks like on Thursday I sold a 35 call there for the April monthlies. I'm sure I'm down on that with the markets rallying really hard. I want to say EWZ made a good move up above 33 again. EWU, I think this one is the United Kingdom ETF or something. Let me see here. Yeah, UK ETF. Still riding really high here. So I think that's why I went out and sold call side on that. Yeah, I sold the 34 call there. That's also for April monthly contracts. And then on Friday, X or United States Steel rallied super hard on Thursday and Friday. So I was like, oh, finally, I've been hanging on to these shares for a while. You can see I threw up a trend line here, just really tracking this move. They rejected, ran up here to about 30.50, $31. Started to sell off, rallied back hard again, rejected this level here. So that's where I threw up this trend line. And then they came up here on January, this is on the weekly here. See on like the 10th and January 3rd, rejecting those levels, and then a fat sell off. And then look at this rip back that they've had. So getting above this trend line, a massive move here in this past week. Let's check out the daily time frame because I probably threw that up on the daily. Yeah, look at this. Thursday was nuts. Friday blasted way above that. So I was like, okay, this thing is finally back near $30. That's kind of where I want to get out on my shares. So that's why I went out and sold that 30 call there. So that's against my shares there. I've got a covered call on X or United States Steel, and that's expiring this upcoming Friday. So that looks like everything there. Yeah, I rolled out my Procter & Gamble. I rolled out my DPZ, bought back my Fords. That's kind of my trades that I had going on this last week. Let me see what else. Oh, I did have a put on Pinterest. So I was looking at Pinterest. So I don't have the things that expired worthless here that I didn't have to touch. But yeah, with this crazy move down from Pinterest from like $80 down to like, I think it was around 27 at the time. I sold a 25 put, and then the markets continued to sell off. Things continued to move lower. So I rolled out another week on my Pinterest put, and as you can see, it rallied hard here, got above the 25 level, actually got above the 26 level, and then finished out of the money. So that was great. I grabbed initial credit on that thing, and then actually, let me see if I can pull that up if I go back. Well, 30 days, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Pinterest. So yeah, here is the roll, I think. Yeah, calendar. So I rolled here and grabbed $41 to roll this thing out another week. And then where's my original position? Yeah, there's 45 there. So yeah, I got that original position there, and then rolled it out another week, and then finished out of the money. So I ended up making some money there on Pinterest, but that one doesn't really show up in my trades since it just expired worthless out of the money. But yeah, that's kind of my trades I had going on last week. I will continue to keep you guys updated. I think I'll start doing more videos like this. I know we talk about our trades a lot on the podcast, but don't do it too much here on the YouTube channel. We're usually doing a lot of technical analysis and showing charts, but I think I'll kind of start to mix in these trades with the chart reading and showing the charts, so you guys can kind of see, because you see me doing this analysis and talking about these tickers, but then you don't really see the trades that go along with it sometimes. So at least you guys can kind of have an idea of what's going on, which trades are working out, which ones are not working out, and you can actually get an idea of like, is this profitable what this guy's doing, or is this not profitable? I've got a lot of people sometimes coming on claiming I'm some kind of claiming to be some kind of a guru. It's just like, I've never claimed to be that, but here I'll show you my trades. I'll show you what I think are good trade entries and which ones are not. And you guys can kind of see my trading updates and decide for yourself if any of the stuff that I'm actually showing on this channel is profitable, or if it's actually going to work out. But I'll continue to keep you guys updated here on my account and some of the trades that I'm making. Please like this video. Please also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch this. Talk to you soon.